Welcome to part 3 of the fires at Valley Forge. There is still drilling, do you hear? For the good Baron Steuben knows that these troops are badly in needed discipline, and he is determined to restore their confidence. The bugle again. If you look up there, you will see tiny bright spots of orange and red between the trees. Those are the fires kindled by the soldiers to sustain their courage when night comes. Over these cheery blazes they cook what poor food they can lay hands on. There is something heartening about the dancing flames, and while few of the bedraggled wretches have time to think of anything but food and clothing and boots, when they gather about their bivouacs, they feel just a little as though they were at home. Many of them at this hour of the evening picture to themselves their families gathered together around huge open fireplaces in broad, low-ceilinged kitchens. The smoke from these campfires in the forest rises through tall trees. You can almost smell the burning logs, apple wood, maple, and fir. Our friend the corporal has sent word to one of the aides of General Washington, and he will be with us shortly. The corporal, you'll notice, realizes that he is in the presence of a commissioned officer, and when he re-enters he stands stiffly at attention over there. Aide. Well, Corporal, are these the lads? Ephraim. Yes, your honor. Aide. Major, lads, Major Morone, aide to General Washington. William. We came here, sir. Well, sir, we thought you might want to know, that is, sir, to bring words of cheer to some of the men, and the father of this lad, Joseph Jones, in here. We have some food and a few clothes. Aide. Food, lads? Did you say food? Ben. Aye, sir. Fresh bread, apple cinnamon buns, some bacon, and English plum pudding. Aide. English? Ben. Your pardon, sir, American plum pudding. Aide. Let that pass, for I doubt if I could resist the temptation to eat even the most English of English plum puddings. William. And here, sir, are stockings, Ephraim, and boots, and Ben, and a jacket. The aide is interested and a little amused, starting to take one of the sacks. Aide. The corporal will take these to the headquarters, and the quartermaster will see to the distribution of the food and clothing. William. Your pardon, sir, but my ma said I was to convoy these direct to the general, to his excellency, to General Washington, in person, together with our message. Aide. But I am General's aide, lads, and his excellency is unusually busy. Ben. Aye, we know his letter to the Congress, but my pa says, begging your pardon, that Congress is a pack of fatheads that pay no attention to those fine letters the General writes. Aide, who smiles. That is the matter which only his excellency may judge. Now, if you'll permit me, I'll take these things to, well, I promise to convoy these direct to his excellency, and if you'll speak the message to me, I'll understand to deliver it verbatim. How's that word, sir? Aide smiles. Word for word, a Latin expression. Ben. Well, I have the message, but I don't feel I can give it to anyone else. So if you don't mind, I'd rather tell much of it as I can to recall to his excellency. Aide. This is most irregular. The commander-in-chief has 1,000 things to attend to. However, I'll see what we can do. But mind you, I promise nothing. William. Think ye he'll come here? Ben. No doubt he will. Joseph. What would we do? Stand stiff like this? Ephraim. My knees are trembling. They say the general is 7 foot tall. William. Surely he will have a fine uniform? Ephraim. I saw a likeness of him one time with a great sword, a gold braid, and he was riding on a grand white horse. Ben. He'll have no white horse here, and I'll warrant even his uniform will need mending. Corporal. He may come, me lads, and then again he mayn't. But if he does, I warn you one thing. If ye dare open your mouths or let about a peep out of me, and about my personal troubles, and me short rations, and me time being up and wanting to go home, which I don't, I'll break your blessed necks for ye. Attention! Here comes someone. They all stand at attention, bugle call in the distance. The headquarters of the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army stands not far off through the wood, covered with snow. Just before the bugle call you heard, the general left headquarters, accompanied by his aide, and made his way through the woods. Look for an instant at the high trees swaying in the night wind and the twinkle of distant campfires. There are more of them now. The night is alive with them. I hear a dead branch fall. Someone is coming. Aide. His Excellency George Washington. Washington. Are these the lads, Major? Aide. These are the lads, Your Excellency. Benjamin Holden, Ephraim Coates, William Evans, and Joseph Jones. Jones is the son of Private Jones, sharpshooter of the 27th Pennsylvania. Larry Jones, whom Your Excellency will remember, the one who... Washington inventing to Joseph. Larry Jones? Aye, young man, you will convoy to your mother my heartfelt condolences, and inform her that her husband, your father, died the death of a devoted patriot. Joseph, at attention. Yes, sir. Hides his head in his arm. Washington gently takes the boy's staff and sack and lays them on the snow. He then turns to the others. Washington. You may all take your ease. Boys awkwardly set down their staff and sacks. And now, to what do I owe the honor of this somewhat unusual visit to our headquarters? The boys, who are rather embarrassed. Come, who is your spokesman? The others urged Ben forward. Ben. I, sir, I am Ben Holden from near Trenton, apprenticed to a printer in Philadelphia, and blessed by Dr. Franklin in person. These lads and I are loyal Americans, sir. We have come here with what food and clothing we could carry, but I'm afraid it's not too much, seeing your great need a jacket and some fresh bread. The corporal gives a slight start. A pair of boots made by Willie's father, a shawl. Joseph. My mother knitted that for my pa. Ben to Joseph. Don't interrupt me, Joe, or I cannot remember my speech. Washington. We are grateful to you, lads. This is bitter weather, and you must have come all of 40 miles. William. 'Twas near 50, Your Excellency. We went from farm to farm, sir. The patriots begged us to bring other things, but this was all we could carry, and hard carrying it was. Washington. And now will you do me with the kindness of telling me why you wish to see me in person? Ephraim. Our pa's and ma's instructed us to make sure you got these things, and they wanted you to know that they were grateful to you and your men fighting for them. Ben. You weren't to think because you didn't hear about us. We were losing heart and I forgot you, and we wanted to tell you that the British in Philadelphia have no wish to fight. Washington. You amaze me. Proceed. Tell me more. Ben. We don't know that for a fact, sir, but we've listened to their soldiers talk, and they prefer to dance, drink, and not risk their skins in battle. They may be brave, sir, but their heart's not in it, so they say. But we Americans feel differently, sir, and so do the farming and working folks, the folks on our side. Washington. Believe me, lads, this is most gratifying. You are doubtless disappointed to see us here in rags. The front of my uniform is fairly presentable, but I must take care not to turn around. We are without tents and proper food, no parades, no music, no gold braid. True, our enemies have such things in abundance, but are they winning this war? Not yet. True, we need supplies, and we must have them, but forgive this interruption. I offer apologies to the young man, indicating Ben. You had a message for me? Ben. I'm afraid, sir, the words have gone clean out of my head. Besides, 'twas not so fine as it sounded when I was learning the words by myself. Vertman. Washington. I beg you, convoy the idea in your own fashion. Have no fear. Ben. Well, sir, our friends and families, knowing you were in difficulty, would have you know that even the young and the old, and the women and the lads and the girls I can't recall the words, are with you. We live amongst many still loyal to the king, and my pa declares you ought to know this, and take courage. We tried in the autumn to send you horses and food, but they were captured and sold, sometimes by enemy raiders, but often by those that were born here and should, by rights, be helping us. We know your men are deserting and that they want news of their wives and families and farms, but we lads are trying to do our part. And my ma declares I'm the head of our family now, and these things, pointing to the sacks on the ground, they seem so little and you need so much, and I'm right sorry, sir. I can't say more. End of part 3 of The Fires at Valley Forge.